causes of the Black Plague, like you have to think of Europe during this time. The medical profession didn't exist. Okay, everything that they relied on came from the church, priests. You know, they believed in holistic healing. They didn't, medicine didn't really exist. They may have believed in drinking rose water, you know, to purify their soul, their bodies. But the main thing we need to focus on is that starvation weakened their immune system. They went through many, many years of starving and eating things that they shouldn't have been eating and that aren't good for us, and it weakened their immune system. So it made them susceptible to disease. That's why it happened the way it did, and that's why it impacted them so much. Okay, where did it come from? Okay, so here we have Europe. It started in the in like China, it says from Central Asia. It started over there, and you can see it comes down here, comes around to Sicily in Italy. It started on the island and then it moved to the mainland. But look here. Do you see these different arrows? They're starting in the same spot and they're going to these different places. Why do you think that is?
Different carriers.
Okay, what is carrying?
Ships.
Ships.
Ships going to other countries or other places.
Okay, for what?
Cargo.
What kind of cargo? What were they doing?
Oh, food.
Okay, I'll put you out of your misery. They were trading.
Trading.
Okay, that was huge. There were these major trade ports. Okay, and what happened is that when the people arrived in Sicily, they had come all the way around here. The boats arrived in Sicily, and when the people started getting off the boats, they noticed that these people were dying, and the cargo was infected. So they told them, "You can't come here. You have to leave." So they just kept going to different ports trying to dock, and no one would let them. But instead of containing it and keeping it out of the ports, they were spreading it even more. Okay? You have the years over here. 1347, you can see it in this region. 1348, it just spreads out. 49, 50, it just keeps spreading and spreading. Okay. So at this point, we're talking about trade. We're talking about, you know, the different areas. Where do you think we would put that in our ESPN notes? Think of trade. What does trade have to do with?
Economics.
Economics, exactly. Good job, Mr. Chacon. Trade. And here we have a nice picture. Okay, the culprits. Here we have the Black Plague. This is the disease. It infected the fleas. And then the fleas in turn would bite the black rat, and then, or the fleas could also bite humans as well. And the black rats were on these cargo ships, and it was just spreading it. So whenever they arrived in Sicily, and whenever they arrived in Italy, and those ships sent them away, the people sent them away, the rats had already gotten on land. So they had already started spreading the disease. Symptoms. We already talked about the sneeze. Here we have these major boils. They're called bulbous boils. They come out on your skin. If you see this, it's 100% mortality rate. This is called septicemic form or septicemia. This is also 100% mortality rate. Also, you would have increased fevers, coughing up blood. Like I said, there was no medical treatment, so pretty much if you started having these symptoms, you knew you were probably going to die within 3 to 5 days. Okay, so who was affected? Do you think it was just the poor? No, everyone was affected. Men, women, children, the elderly, rich, poor, priests. This is huge right here. People could not understand why God's chosen people were dying. Why do you think priests were they were extremely susceptible? And why do you think they were?